Welcome back to another video, gentlemen. What I want to talk about today is why you can't save everyone. Now, before I dive into the video, make sure that you like and subscribe down below as usual, so I can continue posting great content for you men on self-help, self-improvement, style, communication, and many more. So, you can't save everyone. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of us go out there expecting that the people that we socialize with, the people that we eventually become friends with, we expect them to essentially be like us, to think the way that we do about money, women, life in general. And then many of us become frustrated when our friends don't share the same values. Now, I always get asked the question on Instagram, how do I know which friends to keep? And listen, the way I see it is this. There are some people that are good for a specific purpose in your life. For example, there might be a guy that you just genuinely like to play football with. But other than that, you are completely different. You do not share the same core values. But on the pitch, you have a great time with him. When you play five-a-side, you guys have a great time. Alright? But when it comes to other things, you don't meet eye to eye. And that's fine. You know, I'm not saying that you can't interact with these people because they don't share the same goals. No, that's fine. When you're on the pitch, you're not thinking about making money. You just want to score. You want to have a good time. Okay? So it's okay to have people that are, for example, just for fun. Just like that guy playing football. Now, there are other people that we essentially assign our own values on. For example, one of our mates, he's great to have fun with, great to play PlayStation with, and we just want him to be so much more than he is. So we assign our own belief system on him. You know, we want to morph him and mold him into someone that he's not. Because you got to remember this, gentlemen, you can't change someone. They have to change themselves. It's their decision. No one belongs to you. No one is your property. Right? So they have to look inwards and be like, okay, you know what, I want to change. Like, I found this quite frustrating early on in my 20s when I met some friends that were just so lazy, man. They had no goals, no ambition, and that bothered me. But I expected that they would just take on board my values and change. And then I eventually realized that, you know what, they're not going to change. That's just who they are. They just like to goof around and have a good time, and that's it. That's just who they are. Right? And so you can't expect that every person you meet is going to be like you. Keep people in your life for specific purposes. Fun, entertainment. For example, there might be a guy who can talk with you about money, and you can, sit down and talk with this guy about money. He might be shit in other areas of his life. He might be a fat motherfucker, but you know what? He knows his money. That's cool. Sit down, talk business with him. Now, of course, there's going to be people in your life that you really get on with, and they tend to share more core values, and that's why you relate to them more. But then there's always one thing that you want to change about them. Maybe they're just fucking unorganized in life, and they're always whoring about, going out there, sleeping with loads of different women, and you want to help this guy focus on his life and be like, come on man, get your shit in order. Or they might be doing some other dumb shit, right? They might be all round relatively good, but then there's something that you want to help them with. Remember, unless they want to change themselves, you can't change them. You can advise them and guide them, but people have to want to change. It has to be of their own accord, of their own choice. Okay? So don't get frustrated the next time you sit with your friend and he's like not getting it. You're talking to him about something and he's just not understanding what you're saying, or maybe he's heard you 1,000 times. He just can't be asked to change. Don't get angry. Be like, oh, why is he like? Just accept him for the role that he gives you in life, which may be just entertainment. Now listen, if someone is negatively impacting your life, maybe you feel like you're getting worse when you're around him, then remove yourself from this person, right? And listen, they might be, let's say, a good gym buddy, but you notice that in other areas they're trying to slow you down when it comes to making money and stuff like that. They're pushing you away from your purpose. So stop hanging around with them more often. You can still go to the gym with this guy and train with him, but just don't be friends with him outside of the gym. Don't go out and do more things with him. You need to learn how to distance yourself, gentlemen, from people that aren't good for you. Okay, be smart, assess the situation. Okay, this guy, fucking amazing physique, but recently hanging around him, he's been distracting me from other stuff. You know what, I'm going to take a step back. Right, I'm going to take a step back. Still going to meet him in the gym. Still going to work out with him, but I'm just going to take a step back from hanging around with him outside the gym. That's how you got to be, man. You got to assess the situation constantly, like a football coach. Okay, what's going on here? What's going on there? And then make decisions accordingly. I once heard a quote: "You are the CEO of your own life. Make the executive decisions." A lot of guys are afraid of making decisions, such as cutting someone off or taking a step back, because they're worried about that person and what that person has to say. Oh, but what if? You need to stop being a fucking soft individual. Make decisions that are in your best interest, even if it means cutting someone off that you've known for several years, or not spending as much time with them. Okay, now of course, if it's really bad, then cut someone off completely. But if it's just there's certain aspects of their life that are rubbing off on you, then just take a step back. You know? But just take away this lesson from this video. You can't change someone. Okay, take them for who they are. Accept them for who they are. You can advise them. I'm not saying, you know, keep everything to yourself, but you can advise them and stuff. And if they change, great. But it has to be of their own accord. Okay? But you cannot enforce with an iron fist your philosophy on someone. Because they will, in most cases, end up resenting you because they feel like you're trying to change them, and no one wants to feel like there's something wrong with them. You know what I mean? They want to be accepted for who they are. So, hey, Ryan, for example, he goes to the gym, good guy, outside of work, broke, you know, he's not really focused on his purpose. That's cool, I'll meet him in the gym. But I just won't engage with him outside of the gym. Okay, you notice someone's negative, constantly talking about relationships and why you should break up with your guy. Just take a step back. Don't talk with this guy about personal stuff. If anything, I would recommend you guys never talk to any of your friends about personal stuff, because that becomes ammunition later on. It's information that they shouldn't know anyways. I am secretive when it comes to that sort of information. Of course, I've spoken to people in the past about certain things, but I never get into details about my relationships, and neither should you. You will regret it, believe me, because people will start making decisions for you on how the relationship should go, when it should be you as the man who makes those decisions. Okay? Unless, of course, you're going to someone who is much older than you, doesn't really know you like that, then you can ask for help. Anyways, I'm deviating. I hope you get the message, fellas. Don't expect that you can just come in to someone's life and change who they are and just undo everything they've learned. Okay? Some people are just not going to change. They're still going to be smoking weed and eating shit, and you're going to be mad at them because they're not in the gym. You can't change them. If they decide to change themselves and join you in that journey of self-improvement, great. But if they don't, you know what? Perfectly fine. I'm just not going to be investing myself and getting angry over someone else's life. That's your life. If you're not going to take it seriously, I'm not getting affected. It's you. I see so many guys, man, they're like, my friend just didn't, he's just not listening to me. I'm like, why are you so invested? You're a man. You should be so invested in your life. Stop stressing yourself over this dude and what he's doing and why he's not doing that. Stop stressing yourself. You can say, hey, give him advice, and then that's it. Take a step back. Alright? Hopefully you like this video, guys. If you do the usual down there, subscribe and like, and I'll catch you in the next one, man. Peace.